What up, British? For Hamza, come back to you guys with another brand new video, and this time, guys, it's going to be the video I talked about yesterday, I think, or whenever I freaking uploaded the video. It's going to be super secret Maliss combos / tech choices and things of that nature. You guys can see from the title whatever I named it. Before we start the video, guys, please go and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Not everybody is subscribed, and if I'm trying to take over the Yu-Gi-Oh content world, I need y'all to subscribe. And of course, follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm trying to be a lot more active on this. Like, I'm out here tweeting and everything, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, guys, we're gonna quickly get into the video now. This is kind of going to be the first combo, I would say, like interaction. It's under Meow, so a lot of people think Meows really hurts Maliss. It doesn't really, right? Because basically what we can do is, and you guys will see there's like an ongoing trend with like the chummies. Perulia is the worst, of course, because like Perulia, they are only getting like one draw, and that's on the normal side. If you open a Bishil, you can just choose to go around the different ways of playing, and you guys will see. But from here, they go Meows, we go ahead, dump White Binder, or Rabbit, sorry, summon out Rabbit. Rabbit will go ahead and draw us a card, and now they, of course, draw a card because of Meows. The only annoying thing is, like, Meows also is from Graveyard, so you can't really do, like, a Splash Mage play. I was thinking about that, but for the most part, you go Mouse into Rabbit, Rabbit set GWC, and then you go ahead and link these two monsters away into your IP Masquerena, and then from here, we can go ahead and just pass our turn, right? And basically, what we have is we have IP, we have GWC, and we also have non-engine. Now, of course, if you don't have non-engine and you want to get one additional body on board, you can go for a specific firewall play, and I will showcase the firewall play later on in the combo. But you can go for the firewall play where we give our opponent only about 2 draws, and through those 2 draws we still have infinite disruptions and we still draw a bunch of cards. But that's it for kind of dealing with Meows. Now we're going to move on to dealing with Fualos. So under Fualos, it's going to be the same principle, right? We go ahead, we normal, we send out Rabbit, Rabbit go ahead and summon out to go ahead and proceed to summon out Rabbit. From here we can go ahead and use Rabbit, bro. What happened? Use Rabbit. Rabbit will set our freaking GWC. From here, we can go ahead and link the 2 monsters away into another IP Masquerena. Then during our opponent's turn, we can go ahead and GWC out the Rabbit. Rabbit to go ahead and proceed to set our MTP. Again, if we have an extra body, this MTP can be something else. From here, we can use MTP. MTP can banish out the Rabbit to go ahead and add us our Dormouse. And then Rabbit can reborn herself because she was just banished this turn. Then from here, we can go ahead and proceed to use IP Masquerena to go ahead and link the 2 monsters away into an SP Little Knight. Now we have SP banishes on summon. Then we also have another SP, which is a double banish, and that's just giving them 1 Fualos draw. For the most part, this deck only really needs to give like 1 or 2 draws. You guys will see I have another combo I want to showcase you guys later on, and you guys will see that like under Fualos we only give them like 1 or 2 draws maybe. So this card, like, the chummies are not good at all. But that's it for like playing under Fualos, just off of the 1 card. Now this is another combo that I came up with where this is specifically with Shifter and Dormouse, and this is the reason why I think Shifter is really good, because not only can we play around hand traps, being that a lot of hand traps like Effect Veil or Ghost Ogre, they have to be sent from the hand to graveyard as cost. Shifter doesn't let that happen because cards can't be sent to the graveyard, and they're banished. So it's the whole thing with like cost versus effect, things of that nature. But from here, we can go ahead and activate Shifter. So let's say our opponent goes Fualos, we can go ahead and just change Shifter, and now from here, every card that we get kind of sent to the graveyard is banished. So like depending on their hand traps they draw, they can't really use them. Bishils don't work, Veiler they can't use, Ogre they can't use, things of that nature. From here we can go ahead and normal Dormouse to send out the White Rabbit. Now White Rabbit's effect will go ahead and summon herself onto the field here, and then from here we can use White Rabbit to go ahead and set our GWC. It's really good, honestly. From here, we can go ahead and link our 2 monsters away into our IP Masquerena, and because Dormouse was not banished this turn, Dormouse can go ahead and trigger to go ahead and summon herself back out. Now, from here, we can see, again, guys, we gave our opponent only 1 draw. Now they're under Shifter as well, which is very problematic because going second into Dimensional Shifter is like one of the worst situations you ever want to be in, no matter what the deck is, right? But from here, we can go ahead and set the GWC. Now we pass. Now during our opponent's turn, we can use GWC to summon out the White Rabbit. Rabbit's effect will trigger to go ahead and set our MTP. And then from here, we can go ahead and use IP Masquerena. Masquerena link our 3 monsters away into our Heart's Cryptor. From here, we can go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 to summon out our monsters. So now Cryptor is going to be protected by card effects, and her effects cannot be negated because, again, she has that whole like unique interaction where like if she's pointing, can't be negated even if it gets that. So this is just assuming like our opponent is trying to neg 2 out the IP. Now we can go ahead and do that. From here, what we can do is we can go ahead and proceed to use the Cryptor to shuffle back the GWC that was banished. Then we can go ahead and banish card on the field, right? Not only that, we can still use our MTP here to banish any of the other cards to go ahead and, like, let's say we add a Dormouse into our hand or we add any sort of follow-up as well. It's pretty good. And then we can go ahead and banish a card. Also, one final note is because we are still under Shifter, if our opponent outs the Cryptor, Cryptor is going to come back at 5k. So it's also a very problematic board for our opponent to deal with. On top of that, we still have all of this. Then on the bounce back, of course, we can go 3-1 into access code banish Cryptor, and it gets all sort of nasty plays. And this is what I was doing, and this is what I poop. into the like under hand traps like Fualos, Meows, the Perulias, things of that nature. You don't need to make a big board. I'm telling you guys, you don't need to do Bow Griffin. You don't need to give him infinite draws. You don't need to do any of that. This is just enough. But that's kind of it for like the hand trap interactions, I would say. Now we can get on to some of the more intricate combos of the deck. All right, guys, now we are moving on to some of the more intricate combos of the deck. Now, this is a line that I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about. Now, this is specifically if you open Dormouse and your hand is a bunch of non-engines and you have no Bishos in the combo. So a lot of people are doing the red ransom garbage where they kind of go like Dotscaper, or they're doing like another play where they end on it's like Splash Mage and Red Ransom into the Firewall. So they're not really doing a specific play, which I'll showcase right here. So from here, we can go ahead and proceed to go standby main. And again, if you only open the 1-card combo, the only downside to this combo is like, you guys will see anyways, but we go to normal Dormouse, send the rabbit effect to go ahead and summon herself back. From here, she can use her effect again to set the GWC. Like, you're almost always setting GWC with rabbit if you have another monster on board. If you don't have another monster on board, you're probably getting TB, but for the most part, you're always getting GWC. Now, again, I don't know why people are doing this whole TB crap, but from here you go into Splash Mage early. Usually it's Lizard. This time it's Splash Mage because you have no Bishos. The only downside to this is we're literally telling our We're telling our opponent that we don't have a Bishop, which is the only downside to this combo. But again, if I open all these like extra deck cards and things of that nature, it doesn't matter. And again, like I said before, we still play around hand traps, so you guys will see like through here, like Nib and like the Chummies are the main issues. But from here we can go ahead and we can use Splash Mage effect to go ahead and reborn the Dormouse. Then from here we can go and proceed to link our 2 monsters away into our binder. Now we can use binder effect on summon to banish out the Dormouse. I'm pretty sure you need to banish 1 more card here, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll just see. From here, this will trigger the Dormouse to summon herself out. Then we can use binder effect here to set the TB. From here, I believe this is it's 1 summon Dormouse, 2 rabbit, 3 mage, 4 binder, 5 here. And it doesn't really matter if we get nibbed here because we still have like GWC, so we can chain GWC, banish this, summon out, the token comes back, white binder comes back, then we go binder and token away into IP, and we still get a draw, which is really good as well. From here we can go ahead and use TB. TB, banish out the binder, summon out the cat. This will go ahead and activate our white binder to summon herself out, and then we draw a card, which is pretty good. From here, what we can do is we can go ahead and proceed to link our 1 monster away into our link decoder. Then we can link these 3 monsters away into our heart scripter, and now we can activate decoder's effect to summon himself out or themselves out, whatever decoder is. Then from here we can link our 2 monsters away into our firewall dragon, use the decoder. Again, because it was reborn, it's banished. So now this is kind of what I was saying, where I think firewall is like one of the best boss monsters in the deck because there's so many things we can do, and it's also because it's 2 boss monsters, but it's a cyber. So even if we're locked, it doesn't really matter, because we can still get to a nasty board with white binder and cryptor and graveyard for the most part. When I'm seeing other combos do this, they're not really getting the cryptor and graveyard. They're kind of going like this weird red ransom route. So I think this is a little better in that regard, especially because you don't really want to go through red ransom turn 1 because there's not much for us to banish because we already have like the white rabbit and everything in the graveyard. But you guys will see here, we can go ahead and activate GWC. So again, this is just assuming like our opponents force the GWC because we don't really need to play. We want them to start jumping through hoops to do it. From here, we summon a GWC to summon out the white binder. It's probably better to summon the binder here to play around like a droplet, but in theory, you don't want to summon it here, just because you guys will see, we're going to reborn the cryptor and we want the cryptor to point to a monster instead. But if we summon like the binder here and we get like if we get like imperm or droplet or chalice, we can't use the firewall bounce, so it's probably better to summon here overall. But from here we target the 2 monsters, which is going to be the cryptor and the rabbit. I'm pretty sure it's better to banish the GWC also. We'll just see, just make sure. But from here we can go ahead and banish, so chain link 1, chain link 2, to go ahead and summon out, so we take 1200. Make sure you guys remember to gain life points because we have it. Always remember when you GWC, check if you can gain life points because you don't want to misplay and not gain life points, right? From here we go ahead and summon the 2 monsters out here. You guys will see like I swapped the zones around because like technically these are like the better zones because binder will point and then cryptor point to firewall, but that's really greedy. Like you're gonna lose to like a chalice or a droplet, bro, I'm telling you, or like a metal tronus even, right? So it's really bad. From here we can go ahead and use rabbit to set the MTP, and then we can proceed to go ahead and activate the MTP. Yeah, see, so I ended up banishing because we don't have another name to banish. So it's really good to banish like any of the other names, probably the GWC because it's easier. From here, we can go ahead and activate MTP. MTP banish out the white binder because we haven't used binder's banish effect yet, right? So from here, we banish out the white binder, we add a Dormouse, and then we can go ahead and banish a card off of the MTP's effect. From here, this will trigger the white binder to summon herself out, and then we can still draw a card, which is pretty good. So we draw again. You guys can see like off 1 card combo. Look, I'm going plus infinite. Then we still have the cryptor. We still have the firewall bounce as well. Like it gets really, really nasty in that regard. And look, literally 1 card combo. Think about how plus we went in theory, right? We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. we went +6, and this is mostly during our opponent's turn, and this is playing around multiple hand traps as well. Like I said before, the only issue that this combo kind of shows is if you're playing against a competent player, they know that Splash Mage locks you into Cyberse monsters, so you can't special summon for that turn, meaning that like our Bestials don't work. But apart from that, this combo is probably the better combo you want to be running, especially because if you're going to be getting nibbed, at least you have a Cryptor in the graveyard for you to get nibbed. So yeah, so that's it for the kind of like the first combo, like I was saying, which is like a very unique combo. Now we're gonna what the heck's going on? Now we are going to be getting into some shifter combos and things of that nature. All right, guys, now we are quickly going to be jumping into some dimensional shifter combos. Now again, some decks don't play shifter, so I just wanted to showcase like the power of shifter and what it does, especially because you guys need to know, right? So some people are playing the Bestials because they're like, okay, I want my turn 1 board to be as powerful as possible, and the Bestials enable that because, you know, Mouse plus Bestial, Rab plus Bestial, Cat plus Bestial, normal summon plus Bestial, like there's a bunch of cards that kind of give you that Bow Griffin combo that you want. But for the most part, guys, we're never getting into that, right? Our opponent is hand trapping us like an infinite amount of times, even games 2 and 3. It's very difficult to get into that board, so this is kind of like the best route to play, and this is why I'm saying, again, like I said before, guys, the best way to play Malice now is to not combo, and you guys will see why. So from here, we activate our shifter. Now again, it turns off like other combos you guys saw from like my 12 combos and things of that nature. Like shifter makes it a lot better. But from here, we normal summon the Dormouse effect to banish out the White Rabbit effect to go ahead and summon herself out to proceed to set. So we set our TB. So because we're under shifter, it's a little different now because it doesn't really matter what happens. From here, we activate the TB, of course, banish out the monster we have not banished yet. Remember that, guys. Because we're under shifter, we want all these cards to get their effects. From here, this will banish out the TB to summon out our Dormouse, and then from here, Dormouse will summon herself out. We take the damage, and then we link our 3 monsters away into our Cryptor. Now from here, we can use Chessy Cat because Chessy Cat was summoned off of TB to summon herself out. Now in this specific instance here, if you have another name, it gets a lot better because then Chessy can banish the name. You can draw 2 more cards before we kind of end off our combo. From here, we can go ahead and proceed to link our 2 monsters away into our SP Little Knight, and then from here, Cryptor, because she was banished under the shifter, Cryptor can go ahead and summon herself back out right here, which is pretty nasty. Then from here, we can just go ahead and pass our turn. Now, again, like I said before, people are underrating the ability of shifter when people are going second into the board. We have an SP, which is a double banish, and we still have a Cryptor, which is going to be a shuffle back into another banish as well. And then, like I said before, we have other ways of playing the game. Depending on your hand and what you have, you can still end on a GWC also, or like another way of getting like an MTP and things of that nature. But like I said before, this is one of the better shifter lines that you guys want to go into, because although our resources are being banished, we're using them as extenders, as they're kind of meant to be used. But moving on, guys, that's it for like one of my lines that I like to play under shifter. This one's like technically safer under nib as well, because we still have like SP, and like the best thing they need to do is like they need to nib on 1 SP, and we still have Cryptor, and then Cryptor can go ahead and shuffle back 2 out the nib on the board as well by shuffling any of these names. So it's pretty good. But moving on to kind of the final combo of the video, and what I want to showcase is just the power of shifter with Dormouse again. Now this is an alternate route. This is a route where you can kind of do this route if you don't respect nib, or if you just think like it's perfectly fine, like I don't care if I get nibbed on this specific position, I guess. But from here, you guys will see, right? We use shifter, activate shifter here. Then from here, we can go ahead and proceed to normal summon a Dormouse, use Dormouse effect, banish out the Rabbit. Now we already know what's going to happen here. Rabbit effect to summon herself out, and then Rabbit's effect will go ahead and grab TB. From here, we can activate TB to go ahead and banish the Mouse, summon out the Cat. Now this will activate our Mouse to summon herself back. From here, we can do is we can go ahead and proceed to link the 3 monsters away into White Binder this time. So then it'll be Chessy Cat effect. So in the last combo, it was SP Little Knight into the Cryptor, so Cryptor and then SP. This time it's going to be White Binder. Now this will go ahead and trigger to summon our Chessy Cat here. Now this is 1 2 3 4. Yeah, I mean we're under nib here, but it doesn't really matter, because in this instance, if we get nib, Binder will get banished, and the Binder will come back, we'll draw a card, and we'll set a card, so it's not that bad, right? From here, we can go ahead and use Binder to set the GWC. Then from here, what we can do is we can go ahead and proceed to link our 2 monsters away into our Firewall Dragon. Now this will go ahead and trigger to summon out our Binder back. We take the 9, and then we draw a card as well, which is a little better in this regard, because now we're guaranteed follow play and things of that nature. Obviously, drawing the Bishop like low-key sucks, but it doesn't really matter. But from here, guys, this end board, like I said before in the chat, we have 2 options. So the first option is we are going to be bouncing shifter to our hand to get a 4-turn shifter, meaning that our opponent's still under shifter, and then we don't really do anything because everything's going to be banished. Then during our opponent's end phase, we can go ahead and trigger shifter, or during our opponent's during our standby phase, we just shifter and we keep playing like that. The second effect, and what? Preferably, what? I cannot speak English. Preferably, the better combo is this one here, where we are just ending on, we hold the firewall bounce for the GWC. So from here, we can use firewall bounce for anything that threatens our board, or if like they can't even X us, right? But like, let's say they do some crap where they're like forcing the firewall, we can firewall bounce it. Then we can go and use GWC, summon out the rabbit, use rabbit's effect here to go ahead and proceed to set our trap card. Like I said before, always gain the life points, guys. You do not want to forget that. But from here, set the MTP, activate the MTP to go ahead and banish. We want to banish our white rabbit because she has not been banished, and she is our only link monster. And again, you need the link monster to banish off of MTP, guys. I forget that all the time, and I put myself in really bad situations. So just one thing to remember is you need the link monster always. From here, we go ahead and proceed to add our Dormouse, banish a card. Then here, white rabbit will summon herself back out onto the field. It's pretty good. And then again, we still have the firewall bounce as well. And if anything happens and these cards get outed, we still have white binder who gets banished under the shifter to go ahead and proceed to draw a card and come back. And then she will also proceed to go ahead and banish a bunch of things and things of that nature. But that's it for kind of my combos, my secret text, things of that nature. Again, guys, if you guys want to see more combos and more Maliss gameplay, things of that nature, guys, hit me up on Twitter. Again, my Twitter link will be down below. I'll probably be posting it as well with this video. I appreciate everyone kind of who messed with my videos and things of that nature. Appreciate everyone rocking with me, guys. My name's Hamza, and like I always say, keep on shining, never growing dreams. Peace.